Hey, welcome back. Let's see. Today we're going to go over InDesign, and I'm going to just set up the document like I did in the last lecture, but I'm going to do it in InDesign, and I'm just going to walk through my steps, what I do, what I'm thinking, how to do it. Hopefully you'll be able to grab some quick tips on how to do things maybe faster, more efficiently, let you think about the design process. A lot of it isn't just the design, but it becomes the design process into how you're accomplishing what you want to have done and how to get it done. That's the big one. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to talk and design and show you some stuff. Here's my layout. I'm doing this one. I set this one up with you all earlier. It's kind of like the 4-square one. I have my layers set up here. I've got my properties open. So this is I discovered this yesterday with you all. I recorded on Monday. It's Tuesday. I'm recording again, and I'm starting to switch all my single screens to look like this. So I'm not bumping like I like things centered because then I can be like stuff is here, stuff is here. I was running into a problem where I always kind of want my layers out. And these I can click through, like pages I don't always need. Links are like once in a while, and properties always. So I always want properties and layers. The problem is sometimes the properties get so long that I was like, I need my layers moved over. I want to know what layer I'm on, where I'm putting stuff, how it's not encroaching on anything else. It's kind of crazy. I'll show you something. I'm working. You talk about the stuff. I'm always designing, no matter what, always designing. And I have this, my kid is in a Lego League club, and they have to do a competition. And there's a group of 10, and they have to figure out what to build for this robot to complete these tasks. And I was like, I need a form for them. So what did I do? I designed a form for them. I'll just show you the start. But you can just see that like this stuff, this is what I do every day, no matter what. So here it is. Here's the pages. Here's the first page. Let's get it cleared up. This is actually the last page. I'll put it in preview mode. Well, no, but like you can see here, even for myself, liners, that's supposed to just be lines, white, because I have a whiteout box, directions, images, same layers, same setup, properties. There's one link because it's a PDF, and I link the PDF. But then you go through and preview, like there's one page, there's the other, there's the other. Guess what? This is all just done in InDesign. And why I was able to do it so easily, there's like 15 pages. The only thing that changes on each page is this. So that's where you use like a parent page. Here's my parent page. I just did it once, and then it populates 15 times, and then the image changes. Well, then I got to where I'm going to print it, and I don't have paper, but I have 8x14 paper. So I'm just taking this document and I redid it. But again, it doesn't take long. And here's a 2-page setup. So I'm not done with this. I wanted to do your lecture first. But again, I did a parent page. And then this is now, it'll print on 8.5x14. And then it'll be 2 pages per, and it's cutting down the middle. And it's smaller, it's easier to use, and it's great. I literally copied and pasted. It took me a couple minutes. Of course, this one took longer. Once I got this set up, I could just copy and paste the layers, go over, and it's all done. So I'm constantly using this, like no matter what, like kid stuff. I always say that, and I don't think people like really realize, like, no, when I make a list for my house, like, hey, it's a chore list. I make a cool chore list. I sit down and I design a chore list. All sorts of stuff. Like I sit down and I design it, and it might as well look good. We can do it, make it look good, and I do it all the time. So I'm just kind of wanted to show you that, like, even with stuff I don't need to, I'm in InDesign, I'm in Illustrator, I'm using those programs. I love it. All right, let's get to drop in some copy. I already have my copy in the buffer, meaning it's right there. I had already copied and pasted it. It is in the wrong font because remember last time I said I wanted to work in Times New Roman. not Times New Roman, but Helvetica. So I can just this to this. I'm checking here, and I'm just going to type in Helvetica actually, and I want new 55 55 Roman. Like, how many versions of Helvetica do I need? But I need them all. And then, like, while I'm there, let's go down to 8 point, right? I'm going to go to 8 point, start with the smallest. You can always make it bigger. It'll work better. So all of my text is there, and it's kind of pre-formatted. Images. I'm going to do that same thing I did last time, where I'm going to put all the images onto the side. Let's do it over here. And then resize them. So File, Place. They're on my computer this time. It's just these bunch. I don't have all the ones I did. And all I'm doing there is like holding down Shift. Like, you got to remember, what will make my life easier? All right, remember, now I'm going to back out. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to move that one over. These I have to grab. I'm grabbing all of them. Look how big they are. This one works better. I'm making sure I'm up in that upper corner, and I'm going to type in 25 here. 25 is the scale, and it's going to scale both of them. 25, and it brings every image 25% smaller. I can grab some and others, like these will be smaller. I just kind of do like little groups. So these, I go 50. So I'm just generalizing, but I want them small enough where I can use. This will do 75. These two 75. Now I have everything around me that I need. I really wish they would, like, you could get rid of that center circle that moves the image in there. That drives me nuts. It always has. I hate to say, like, that's one of those things, like when you're working and like, so then like you do like, get rid of center grab point on InDesign images. Show hide center point anchor point. How to hide the center. View extras, hide content grabber. Now look at that. So now I know. So if I go to view extras, hide content grabber. Oh Lord, look at that. It doesn't show up. And then that way now I know. You and I just learned something brand new. What did it take me? 2 minutes to type it into Google. I learned something new, and now I'm never going to mistakenly grab the center of an image and have it move within the frame. I'm ecstatic that I just learned that. Now I have to translate that to 2 other computers. All right, so I'm going to grab these all one more time. I'm going to hold down I'm going to go to free transform. I'm going to hold down the Shift button as we always do, and I'm going to scale these even more. That should be good. All right. I'm going to reference my old design and just kind of match some pages. So I'm going to do like the inside that we're talking about. I'm going to pretend this is inside 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to almost like match what I did. So I'm going to pull, I had this image and this image. I had this image. I couldn't find the hands image, so I'm going to go with this cool one. This is amazing, the way it's thought about to create that design. I did AIGA here. I did the crocodile. I did this dude. And I had a really pretty one, but I'm going to we'll do this one here. So it's not exactly what I had last time, but it's close enough. And then I'm going to start laying out some text. So I have 4 panels. And I'm going to do a paragraph per panel. And we'll get rolling from there. So again, I'm going to just zoom in. And now I'm going to go to body copy. And I'm going to create a, I knew that would happen, create a text box. I'm going to grab my first copy. Remember, I was doing this though. If you cut it, so I don't have a cut command that shows, and then you drop it in here, that means I know I took it out of my main area. So I can do, let's, you know, like I'm just going to do the second one. Give me a second. I'm just zooming into my other one to make sure that we're equal. Yep. So again, I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to go here and I'm going to paste it. Make another. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to paste it. One last one. And I think I did this too. Yes. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to paste it. All right, so we're rocking and rolling here. Now, oh, I want to do that last thing I had. Background. I was like, let's put a black bar in the background on the bottom. Well, let's do it. We're, you know, it doesn't matter what we're in. Properties. And I'm going to go all the way to the bleed, right? We don't ever not go to the bleed, and I'm just going to fill it with registration. I don't know if you noticed, I do a lot of clicking off the board to make sure I clear my tool or I clear what it's doing. It's reassurance to me. So there's a lot of like some clicking off the artboard to make sure nothing is selected instead of going to deselect. It just makes it far more easy for me to deal with stuff. Now this one, if I look at this page can be pretty cool. I'm going to lock the background, open up my body copy, because then I can do this. And then I can do this, because that red on top of the black is going to look really good. And then I'm going to break this. I want this paragraph can be big enough. Oh, maybe we'll just. There's more room, less room. I'm trying to think of what I should do. I kind of want a diagonal read, like you read part and you read part. So let's do. I'm going to take out this sentence. I was thinking about doing that paragraph jump. I don't like those. They're so handy at some points. I don't like. It's a personal. That's a personal preference of mine. If somebody's like, you need to do it, like the printer needs them, and you need to flow the text like that, I would totally do it. But I don't want to do it. Now, what I can do, so I'm looking at margin, corner to corner. I'm going to take this image. I'm going to free transform it. I'm going to make it, I'm going to scale it up to here. Now, if I take the banana image and I scale it to here. Now, I didn't have free transform, which I do generally have it set as a quick key. It's E. Always know that. Like, what's your favorite thing to use? Hold it, E. You just have to click E. I have it set up for when I want to use it. But all right, so we're going to cut in. I want a gap, a gap. See what I'm doing? I'm margining from the center point. Just to show you what I'm doing, like I'm bringing in there. So the center points are good. And then now I can pull this down. And I can see how much bigger I can get this type. So I'm just going to grab those two. And let's go up to 9. 9 on one side. So then I'm going to look. Well, I can go up to 10 if I break my rules right now. I'm leaving a huge gap. So let's go up to 10. Let's go up to 9.5. And then I have a widow. I'll take care of that in a minute. So to take care of the widow, I'm going to go up to ideas. And I'm going to hold down shift and return. And that will complete it as it pushed everything. So I have 2 words at the bottom. And then I'm going to pull these down in the middle. And see what I do is I also go in and I'll close up my text boxes to make them as small as possible. That way when I move them, this is almost a very true center line that I can judge distances instead of guessing. So this one would go up to, and I just tapped it up. I use my arrow keys a lot. And then I'm checking. Remember that circle thing I did? I'm just looking. Is there room here, room here, room here? You know, like, do I have my room everywhere? Is it fairly consistent? It's a little looser here, but it's just due to the font size. I mean, I could take this, and if I wanted it to be exact, I'm going to take the free transform, and I'm going to make it like 2 point. I'm looking. It's like percentage bigger. Oops. Or actually, I'm not going to do that because I held down the wrong key. I was supposed to be holding down shift. T. 2% bigger, which nobody will notice, should notice that size difference. So my font is 9.77. Here it's 9.5. That's a pretty hard thing to notice. You have to have a good eye. But let's see. What if I do 9.77? If I do 9.77, can I go back? Nope. What if I do 9.70? I can go 9.7. So now they're really close and they work out real well. I like that. All right, let's do something different here. I'll do around the text. I feel like around the text, I should just have, oh no, this is what I'll do. Let's get these images the same size. Again, free transform. Get those the same size, right? And I want a gap and a gap. And we're a little bit high, and I'm pull this off the bottom because in essence, by creating this border, I've somewhat made my free space smaller. And so I want to see if I can get a couple lines of text and a couple lines of text. And then I'll show you that like I'm doing exactly what I did in the other program. So this will be like large text. So for this page, I'm going to go big. Actually, that's kind of dumb. Let's change what I'm doing. And again, I'm working kind of, I would never do this project freehand like this. I'm doing it to try out different styles and show you different ways to work on stuff. So that's why. And we got a chicken here. We'll put the chicken here and we'll scale it up, the E. Get it on that margin. And here's the other thing. I want all my images to always match. On each page, they should either match width or height for consistency. Here's the other reason, hierarchy. If your images are the same size, hierarchically on that page, they are equal. If you have a picture that's bigger, then that picture is more important. So you think about what is more important? How would I figure this out? There we go. And now let's get our text to go through. And I'm just going to make the text box and I'm going to adjust it. I think we can adjust it just like we do any other item. Please. See? So you can still adjust and do these changes. You just got to add points. It's a little bit precise, meaning you got to kind of hit some points. Oh, no, that's good. Oh, I want it further out, though. And again, you guys may be like, that's a lot of work. You can just use that go around. I hate the go around. I don't think, whenever I see students use the go around, you guys have it set that the text is way too tight to an image. And then when I use it, I end up monkeying around too much. And once you get your box built, you're like kind of done. So, and I can adjust the box quicker than going back in. To each their own. And this is how you develop your own design styles. I have no idea why that did that. And now I know you can see that gap is perfect. But, you know, let's make the text bigger so it fits in that area better. It's a little weird in the middle, but guess what? We did it. Let's do 9.7. Oh, the words get too big to even fill in that area. So let's do, I'm just going to do 6. Let's see. 5. 4. 3. Oh, look at that. 2, 9.2. I got a widow. Hope there's people who, like, when I say that, you are understanding what a widow is. So to get rid of the widow, I hit a shift and return. I don't like where this art is sticking out. So I'm gonna hit a shift and return. I have no hyphens, but is this the best read in the world? No, but I did it. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, I like it better than maybe that. I don't know. You know, again, I'm playing around. I'm learning some new things. I'm trying different stuff out, and I'm trying to show you different ways to do some fun things. You know, like it's all about experimentation. Again, the better one is to know in advance, because then you're not like me and I'm like, I think I want this to happen and this to happen. And then we're just kind of like going free form. So I'll do one more. I'm trying to think of a different situation. Columns. Split it on each side. Go to that free transform again. Pulling that right there. All right. Grab both of those, free transform. All the way up. Get these bad boys centered. Actually, you want to bring it down. I can make them even bigger. And remember, free transform is the ultimate tool to use to save your life when InDesign. All right. Know it, love it, use it. Let's draw another text box over here. Consistently. I'm going to reverse these. So I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to paste it here. And then I'm just going to plop, plop. Oh, I'll show you something cool. I like this one. I'm sure all of you know it too. I'm going to grab. So my text boxes, you have to have your text boxes the size that you want. So I've dragged it down. I got a little something going on in my system. It's not like a cold, but it's been bugging my lungs. So I apologize for the squeaks. But let's get the text a little bit more set. So I'm going to grab that, make sure we are at the same size. We are going to go to 10. We are not going to go to 10. We're going to go to 9.5. I'm watching again right here. I got overset text. Ooh, 9.7 works, but instantly. Oh, I should be able to do it. And then I'm going to go to here. Shift return. There's a gap here because composition can't fit on this line here. So I'm going to let it go. And then I have discipline. So I'm going to do it here. And then if I have, these are all the same. If I click on this here and I click on this button, it's going to center my text within the text box. Top and bottom. I use this a lot with titling. It's just these small little things. They're kind of nice to use. I use this one, this one, this one. I don't use this one, which just jumps your leading. But as you can see, it left the space here. So it truly didn't fill it correctly. I'd have to check. Like, then you have to do you have to delete this line? So you have to find the stuff that the computer sees is there that maybe isn't there. But I don't like this, like, this looks bad. This, like, one side is normal, one side is not normal. And I'd really go through some of these gaps. really bad. But so I don't use this one at all. I'd rather use that centered. So I hope that makes sense. And we'll do one last one. And then I'll let you guys go. And then next week, you only get one lecture from me. Yeah, next week's our last week together. I believe it is week 8. I'm just going to move this and do something simple. Checking my line length. No reason to have that, you know, even though I work on other layers, there's no reason. Like in this case, I wanted my text box big because I'm using it as a centering point. But even if I didn't, then I would just, you can also just like close this. And then I'd just center it. But here's the thing. It's not completely centered because this center line isn't including the black border. So some things to think about. Let's go up to, what are we doing, like 9.7, 10? Where does that take this? And I'm just checking for my spacing. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. If you're struggling at all, please come on in, talk to me, call me, reach out to me. It's the only way I can help. There you go. There's some layouts and some layout, like how do I do stuff, dancing around, moving things around. Again, next time I do this, I will make sure I have a plan. Usually like have a plan in place. Even that simple plan, if you're in my brand class for the poster, save me so much time rather than like sitting here and being like, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? So there you go. Just some work, just some, again, how do you do it? How do you move quicker? What tools to use? Like we learned something brand new. I turned off that stupid thing that happens in the middle. Now I'm looking at this. Look at this. See that gap? That's driving me nuts. There's a little gap in here. And these aren't the same size. So I'd rather have them be the same size and then overlapping by a pixel than a gap in between. And what do you mean by overlap by a pixel? Let's do it. There, it's overlapping by a pixel now. And that way there'll never be a gap. Zoom in. So again, let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that. Again, it's our last week is next week. And then you move on. I think you take, if you're doing it in order, I think you're up for motion graphics. So, all right, take care. Talk to you later. Bye.